The website being reviewed is www.nyphilkids.org. It is an affiliation with the New York Philharmonic. The website is designed to be an interactive experience for students learning about music. There are 10 rooms to visit. The main stage, Composers Gallery, Musicians Lounge, Instrument Labs, Composition Workshops, Games Room, Instrument Storage, Dressing Rooms, and Newsstand. The main stage is where all the links for all the other rooms are. Students can see all the activities in one spot. The Composer Gallery has a character that allows the students to walk through an art gallery with pictures of composers. Clicking on a picture will bring up a bio of the composer. This format is somewhat interactive. The Musicians Lounge is the backstage or green room for the members of the orchestra. The students can chat with the musicians and find out tidbits of trivia on the players. For example, there is information like where they went to elementary school and how they started playing their instrument. Each chatting musician has a link about the instrument they play. The Instrument Lab shows a number of untraditional instruments. By clicking on an instrument, a window with directions on how to fabricate the instrument pops up. Just like the Composers Gallery, the students can walk through the Instrument Lab and look at all the wacky instruments. The Composition Workshop is very interactive. The music writing process is very structured so that anyone can use it. Blocks of pre-written music can be dragged from a bank and dropped onto a staff. Then the composer can listen to the summation of the blocks and edit the position of the pre-written blocks. The music available to compose is based on Western tonal harmony. There are 12 games to select from in the game room. Many of the games are based on very popular mainstream games. Piccolo Pete is like Super Mario Bros. Music Quest is an RPG much like Star Wars. Puzzles and quizzes are seat work activities. Percussion Showdown is a rhythmic matching and composition competition. Musical Mingos is iconic notation that is streaming so music can be composed live. There are style settings for the composition, for example, jazz and classical. It is possible to hear what other kids have done, much like a composer's forum. Music Match is matching audio and visual cards, just as in the traditional matching game. Sometimes a song must match the same song, or the correct composer must be matched with their own writing. Make Your Own Instrument is a virtual Parch project, but with no sound. Harry Parch was a composer/inventor from California that would take old junk and make musical instruments. This is a virtual digital version of that. The orchestral station and minuet mixer is also in the composition workshop. Instrument storage is where the students can walk around the locker room where the instruments are kept. By clicking on an instrument, a new window appears and historical and practical information comes up about that instrument. In this new window, there is a tab for Friends and Relatives. Friends and Relatives are instruments from around the world that are related to the orchestral instruments in the storage room. There are also listening links to hear what the instrument sounds like. In the dressing room, the students can also walk to the private rooms of all the New York Phil conductors and many of the most notable soloists. Like the Composers Gallery, by clicking on the picture of the soloist or conductor, their bio will come up. Some of the soloists and conductors have interviews on video. The Newsstand has great anecdotal stories about the composers. 2 criticisms of the site. There is a great deal of text reading. This may be discouraging from some users. Also, there are videos only for some of the dressing room characters. Seeing a character interviewed is much more exciting for a student and would also eliminate some of the text reading. 2 compliments. There are great connections to world music, especially from the Friends and Relatives. It exposes students to more than just Western orchestral instruments. Number 2, the website has a wonderful interactive way of navigation through the different pages. A character walks around the New York Phil backstage. You feel like you are discovering the backstage.